Chapter 29. Beneath the Glow. Morning broke over Aethelgard in a wash of pale gold, light spilling gently across terraces and towers. From the outside, the city looked unchanged, serene, radiant, eternal. Elara knew better. She felt it the moment she woke, a subtle tension in the air, like a structure holding weight unevenly. Beside her, the tether glowed softly, its warmth steady against her skin. She sat up slowly, listening, not with her ears, with the quiet awareness she had learned in the Shadow Wilds, the instinct for balance. Something was off. Kaelen was already awake, standing near the wide window of the guest chamber, watching the distant rings of the city. "You feel it," he said without turning. Elara noted. Yes. He faced her, expression thoughtful. "The currents here are strained," he said, "but there is something else." "What?" she asked. "Interference," he said quietly. A chill traced down her spine. They moved quickly through the morning corridors, the city gradually stirring around them, citizens beginning their routines, unaware of the deeper tensions threading through the luminous pathways. At a junction overlooking one of the lower energy conduits, Kaelen stopped abruptly. He closed his eyes. Elara watched as faint shadows gathered subtly around his feet, not ominous, but responsive. "What do you sense?" she asked softly. "Directed flow," he said. "Deliberate." Elara frowned. "Someone is rerouting energy?" Kaelen opened his eyes. "Yes." They followed the conduit path downward, past maintenance galleries and observation decks, until they reached a lesser-used engineering corridor. The air here felt cooler, quieter. At the far end, a sealed access door glowed faintly, its locking sigils active. Elara approached, placing her hand against the interface. Her credentials still carried weight. The door slid open. Inside, the chamber hummed with contained power. Crystalline conduits arched overhead, channeling streams of luminous energy through intricate regulators. But Elara's breath caught. Several regulators had been modified, additional focusing arrays attached where none should exist. "What is this?" she whispered. Kaelen stepped closer, studying the alterations. Amplification and isolation. Elara's mind raced. They're trying to concentrate energy flow, separating it from natural feedback loops. Kaelen nodded. That could destabilize the anchor. Footsteps echoed behind them. They turned. High Counselor Malus entered, her expression calm but intent. "Elara," she said, "I expected you might find this." Elara blinked. "You knew?" Malus nodded slowly. "There are experimental stabilization efforts underway, authorized by select council members." Elara's voice tightened. "Without consultation?" Malus met her gaze steadily. "Consultation is ongoing." Kaelen's tone was measured. "These modifications risk systemic collapse." Malus inclined her head slightly. "Which is why we are monitoring them closely." Elara stepped forward. "This is not monitoring, it's intervention." Malus studied her. "Sometimes intervention is necessary," she said quietly. Elara felt a flicker of frustration. At what cost? Malus did not answer immediately. Instead, she walked to the central console, observing the energy readouts, subtle fluctuations rippling across the display. There are those who believe that reliance on external cooperation introduces unacceptable uncertainty. Kaelen's eyes sharpened. And so they seek control. Malus did not deny it. Elara felt a growing unease. "Thane," she said softly. Malus glanced at her, a silent acknowledgement. "He is persuasive." A low vibration passed through the chamber, barely perceptible, yet enough to send ripples through the energy streams. Elara looked up sharply. "That's new." Kaelen closed his eyes briefly. The system is responding. To what? Elara asked. Kaelen opened his eyes. To pressure. Melis folded her hands. We cannot ignore the risks to our people. If cooperation fails, we must have alternatives. Elara stepped forward. Cooperation is not failure, it's the solution. Melis regarded her quietly. Solutions often depend on perspective. As they left the chamber, tension lingered like a low hum under every step. Elara glanced at Kaelen. They're preparing for something. He nodded. Yes. Later, in a quiet courtyard shaded by silver-leaf trees, Elara sat on a stone bench, mind racing. Kaelen sat beside her. What do you think they will do? She asked. He considered. Attempt to stabilize the system without restoring balance, or attempt to control the anchor directly. Elara exhaled slowly. That could trigger catastrophic feedback. Yes, he said gently. She looked at him, sunlight filtering through leaves casting shifting patterns across his face. Do you ever wish this were simpler? He smiled faintly. Every day, he said. The tether pulsed softly, steady and reassuring. Elara felt a quiet resolve settle within her. We won't let them break it, she said. Kaelen met her gaze. No, we won't. Unseen, deep within the modified conduits, energy patterns shifted, subtle recalibrations aligning toward an unseen objective. And in a seal's chamber elsewhere, Counselor Thane studied a projection of the tether. Soon, he murmured. High above, the city glowed, beautiful and fragile, suspended between hope and fracture.